Live from Linguini's base of operations. Today we will be diving into VR, my impressions with VR, my challenge for December, and a quote about life. So you're going to want to stay tuned for the dough. See you on the flip side.
You are now listening to Linguinis Dough.
Alright, for the first piece of dough, we're going to be talking about my VR experience so far. Kind of just my impressions, I guess. I do still get nauseous even owning a VR headset. I know there's all those VR gods who can do backflips while looking in the opposite direction and perfectly fine. I know someone personally who can do that, and I'm like, how? I still get nauseous, so it's not like you instantly get used to it. I do think it does build over time. Like the other day, in Half-Life Alyx, I was actually able to switch to non-teleporting and actual movement. That was satisfying, but then I got sick, so I switched back. The games are more affordable than other platforms on VR, which is very nice. That's a good way to help get people into it. Obviously, it has a high initial cost, but even then, it's actually more affordable than initial consoles now. So maybe it's not that high. But yeah, most console games are expensive. PC can have a ton of low-end games, like low price, and a ton of high-price games. So that I can't really say anything on. But like on average for VR games, they're $20 to $30. And occasionally the AAA, which is $60. But there's not too many $60 games because it's hard enough to get people to buy it. They're trying to get the community right now. The friend system is okay. I don't have a lot of friends with VR. So, I didn't really ever get to test it. And it kind of varies by game. PC VR chat pretty sure has a great friend system. There's this maybe Beat Saber, which probably doesn't have that great of one since they just implemented multiplayer online. But I don't have friends that play VR really. Like I have one, but he mostly develops for VR rather than plays it. So yeah, and we just play it completely different times. The games can be very cool in VR. And I mean very just unique in their own way. A lot of them tell a cool narrative, and it's kind of like reading a book, but VR. It's nice. It just has this nice, unique story. A lot of games, and I love it. Those are probably my favorite games so far, like Half-Life Alyx, Wolves in the Wall. Also, there's just a lot of new experiences which I have never experienced before in gaming. So it's nice to just have that new, fresh feeling. I've been warned once you get used to the VR, where you don't get motion sick anymore in it, then it kind of starts losing its VR-ness. So I'm enjoying it while it lasts, while it's new, and it's pretty nice. And just a lot of games have their own unique feel. It doesn't feel like a whole lot of games copy each other. While there are tons of games that copy each other, the ones you actually go out and purchase, they feel all pretty original. Also, the cord doesn't bother me too much. My room is tiny, and that bothers me a lot. It messes up with the tracking, and it just drives me insane. So if you have a big room for VR, you are set. The headset you get is not as important as the room you have. So my small room, it makes it kind of hard. And depending where I'm facing in the room depends how much the cord annoys me. For the most part, it doesn't annoy me though, so that's good. All right, on to the quote.
Wow, that piece of dough was really interesting. Moving on, we're going to mix the dough with the quote.
For a while, I felt like the game was pointless because I probably never going to get some great achievement or discover anything that hadn't already been discovered. I was sure all of my attempts would end in some generic gameplay experience until I realized that dwelling on that would defeat the entire purpose of the game. Fun and gratification. You shouldn't play a game to somehow do it, quote unquote, better or quote unquote different. You do it because it's fun to apply yourself to something. I'm excited to play more with this mindset. And that was by user/exponential mushroom from the outside Reddit subreddit. Not really much to say about it. Just change your mindset is a great thing to do. Lately, just at work, I've been like, well, I could just complain and be like, oh, I'm going here again because I don't know, I don't love work, and when I do that, I go there and I'm slower, and it just makes it a worse experience versus when I'm like, heck yeah, I may not love it here, but hey, pays the bills and it's a chill place. So, not really much to say. Just changing your mindset is a good thing to do. All right, let's go to the next piece of dough.
Då jag nöjde. We're now moving on to our next piece of dough.
My challenge for December. I consider not doing one for this month because, I've been tired and busy and more tired than busy. I mean, I've been busy, but like, I've just been really tired. So, yeah. So, after some thought, I was like, I usually feel better after the end of the month by doing these challenges, even if they don't help me in the end. It's just kind of nice to challenge myself, not to just stay in one turtle shell. And yeah. So, I figured, why not? And like I said, I didn't want to do this because I've just been busy with getting homework done and like mix that in with work. It's just, not a good combination. But I feel like this will help me just get in the flow of starting something and then working on other things. I really struggle to just start. Once I can get in the flow of stuff, I'm fine at working. But before I get to that starting period always kills me. I find everything else I want to do. And I've got to start for more than 5 minutes. Like, it has to be something that starts me into the flow of working, not just starting. Like, I clean my room all the time, but that doesn't get me in the flow of working. So, hopefully this will just, like, set my mindset to work, and I can get more stuff than just the audio thing done. Well, I haven't mentioned what the challenge is yet, but it's relating to audio. As I said, I haven't said what it is yet, but I got a new mic, so it's a fun way to test it out. So the challenge I was thinking of doing is record either a voiceover, like mostly 70% voiceovers, and like 30% just sounds, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Either way, just a voiceover or some sort of sound and publish it. Just for fun every day. That way I use my mic more, and I don't know. I voice acting seems like an interesting industry to me, even though it's very competitive. So it's not like I think I'm going to be getting into it, but I can have fun while I do it. Whether it changes me or anything. Anyways, let's go to our final statement. All right, if you have any ideas for the podcast, just let me know in the comments, or just any way you can figure out how to contact me. Just let me know, and I will probably talk about it. And I would love guests. Lately, I was actually just thinking, hey, I could probably get guests through VR. But yeah, then I gave up on that idea. And if you're wondering what is Linguinis Dough, so dough is like a base ingredient, and when you build that up, it becomes something. So I put in a base ingredient of something I find interesting, and we just build the podcast off, or the podcast episode off that, and it makes a Linguinis Dough episode. And yeah, this is the first episode of season 2. Let me know what you think. Any feedback to make it better? I'd love to hear it. And you may have noticed a new voice in this episode, and that was user/Lendry from Reddit. I think I pronounced that right, hopefully. It's spelled Lendry. Go check him out if you want some voice actor. He's pretty cool to work with. The songs I used in this this podcast is Slug Love 87, Go On Going, Charanagoes, Digital Memories, and Witness, all from the YouTube audio library. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next piece of dough.